Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So here we have yet another example of why these women continue to remain single, and they prove it all the time on these, especially these now, the little 20 versus 1, and then the little balloon popping show and things of that nature, which is a new development in recent months, became very popular. And so the mindset, and the women don't want you to talk about it. They don't think there's nothing wrong with it. They don't want you to talk about the mindset. But without any further ado, I'm gonna share this video. I might run it twice, maybe, I don't know. But here we go.
How much do you make a year?
About 75 to 95, depending. That's how the work goes.
Okay, I'm just gonna pop my balloon because I just feel like that's not enough for me. But I feel like everything else is good, you know?
Okay, so
I'm not saying it's not good enough. It's just I was looking for something different.
okay, what were you looking for as far as income wise?
I thought it was gonna be like 100,000 and more because he owns his own company, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Let me say it like this. It goes, it fluctuates. I've been owning my own business for about 3 years. It's been 110, and then it's been 95, and it's also been 75. So, it fluctuates. But I do moving services.
How much do you make a year?
His first mistake was explaining it. I wouldn't have explained it. I don't even know if I would have answered the question directly about exactly how much I made. I would say what I did for a living, but asking men specifically what they make per year is like a man asking a woman for a body count. First of all, y'all don't like that question because it's like, well, why should it matter? Well, yeah, precisely. Why should the precise number of his income matter? Because you don't know whether he makes that or not. Unless he shows you tax returns, you don't know what he really makes. And the question is nonsensical from the standpoint of a lot of times women don't know the difference anyway. She thinks that there's a difference between making 95,000 a year and 100,000 a year, or even the difference between 95 and 120 or 130,000 a year. There's no living standard difference between those two things. Those are not necessarily different tax brackets on the ground. When you're talking about how you live in, what neighborhoods or what you can actually afford, things of that nature, there's no difference. There may be a slight difference between 75 and 100, but it's not that much of a difference. It's not that noticeable. And so because you don't know that is the reason why you shouldn't even be asking that question. Any woman that doesn't realize that the difference between 90,000 a year and up to 130,000, $140,000 a year is not that big of a difference in terms of living standards. If you don't know that, this is not a question that you should ever ask, because you don't know what he makes. All that you know, and really all of you concerned about, is whether or not he can provide a lifestyle that you're comfortable with. And you don't know how much that lifestyle actually costs. This is where we get these wild numbers from, because women don't know. And it surprises me because y'all work. It's not a lot of women that aren't in the workforce. So y'all working, it actually kind of proves how little money y'all typically make. Y'all don't make this money. Y'all demand this money, but you don't make it. You don't even make close. Y'all are in a $40,000-$50,000 range, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you're there in that range and you've never been higher substantially than that, then you don't know what the money does. You don't know what it does and doesn't do, because there is a difference, actually, quite a big difference between $45,000 a year and $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 a year. A big difference, actually. So this tells me that y'all are making the average of what average American workers are making, right? Anywhere between $45,000 to $50,000 a year. And in this economy, you have to, if you want to be able to even survive by yourself in a reasonable way. And so that's why women, I don't agree with women asking men specifically what they make. Look at how he's moving. Look how he dressed. Look where he lives. Look what he drives. Look what he has a tendency to do with his money. And that'll tell you what you need to know. Because I can look at a man and see how he moves and make a decent judgment about how much money he's actually making. And the glitz and the glam does not tell the story. How he actually moves around in his life tells the story. His mindset, the things that he say, and how he thinks about money and currency tells you what he makes. But so many of you women are so y'all are too transactional not to understand money. Y'all are too transactional not to understand money. Y'all should be money and wealth gurus, how transactional you actually are. It's wild to me that y'all be demanding certain dollar amounts and then don't understand the money. Like I said, which discounts that whole boss chick theory that y'all like to run with, like y'all get in the bag. Y'all are just having men give y'all money. Y'all are not earning the money. Y'all are not utilizing any type of know-how, skills, or any particular approach in order to make money yourself. All that y'all are doing are either having men fund your lifestyle, or you've got a job that pay you a decent amount of money. And even with the job that pay you a decent amount of money, that's not necessarily wealth. Y'all have zero understanding of wealth and money, but yet you demand men to have wealth and money. Now, the crazy part is that she also doesn't understand entrepreneurship, doesn't understand any of the mechanics of business owning. So when you own a business and that business becomes profitable, those profits can fluctuate. Now, you don't want them to fluctuate wildly, but between $75,000 and $95,000 a year is not a wild fluctuation, especially if the trend is going up. So yet again, this proves how little y'all chicks that like to sell yourselves to the highest bidder doesn't understand money. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Y'all should be reading wealth books the way that y'all sell yourself. Y'all don't even market yourself good. This is why she's standing on here with a bodysuit and a pudge in her stomach. Like you got, like the fupa is on fleek over here, as they used to say. What was that? On fleek was what? 2018? 20 or something like that. How many years ago they used to say on fleek? Like you standing there behind a wall of makeup, possibly a wig, and not a good enough body to be popping your balloon. And you heard what she said, right? She said everything else is good. This is how y'all be missing y'all husbands. Y'all completely overlook men that out of y'all mouth, y'all admittedly do nothing be wrong with these men. Nothing be wrong with these men. They are not turning you off. They're not ugly to y'all. These men are not unattractive to y'all. They may have good conversation as far as y'all concerned. The vibe might be good. The energy might be good. And y'all will bypass a dude because she bypassed somebody for $5,000 difference in money. I thought it was going to be $100,000. Like, what are you talking about? So this man, so if he's making 95, you think he can't make $5,000 more in a year, in a fiscal year? Is that what you're telling me? It says so much about the mindset of today's women, how they're not interested at all in being any kind of help me, helping you, supporting you to reach a higher height. Nothing. They only know how to hoe. They don't really know how to use their hypergamy to push a man further. They have no idea how to do that. They only know how to sell themselves to what they perceive as the highest bidder. That's all they know how to do. So this is why I don't be feeling sorry when they get old and they don't have no man. When they be 60s, all in their 60s and stuff, and they don't never have no man, and especially when you can kind of tell they might have been pretty at one point. This is why I don't care. This is why I don't really care, because how many husbands did you pass up based on this small criteria or that small criteria? He didn't do this, or it was some small thing that you could have overlooked if you wanted to overlook it, but you didn't want to, because then they start thinking, oh, I don't want to settle. Y'all don't even really know what that means. Because if you understood what settling meant, you know that a lot of times the men that you want would be settling for you if they got you, came across you, and tried to take you seriously. It would be a settle for them. Mainly because of the mindset. Because that's really what we're talking about. The way y'all think and the way y'all perceive the world. Like, this is cringeworthy, really. She popped the balloon on somebody that would probably make an excellent husband. Somebody that would really try to connect with her in an emotional way. But y'all don't really want that. Hyenas don't really want that. Only lionesses actually want that. Hyenas don't want that. Hyenas want money. And they want to be able to stunt on the gram or to their girlfriends in public. That's what they like. They don't really value healthy relationships and things of that nature. They don't really value that stuff. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.